Okay guys, so a bit of a different video because in this video I actually want to tell you exactly how you can go from 0 to 10k a month the next 100 days without any previous experience. And this is based on my framework, what I did. Unfortunately, back in the days, I didn't have anything like that, so it took me way longer. But if I have to start all over again, that's exactly what I would do because I know it simply works. And so yesterday I was actually having a call, our weekly calls in our community, which if you are not aware of, I'm actually coaching the SMA community. The academy is like a pretty big community in Europe, over 2,000 aspiring agency owners. And so we were having our weekly calls and decided to kind of create this document for them. And then I said, you know what, let me actually release it for you as well because I think it's super valuable. So don't want to make this too long, but let's dive right in. So how you can actually go from 0 to 10k in the next 100 days without any previous experience. So fundamentals. First of all, you need to understand that everything in life is about problems and finding a solution, okay? This is what you do as a marketer. You find a problem and then you offer a solution. The bigger the problem, the more you will like to get paid more, right? And that's how essentially you can make your first 10k a month. You don't have to overcomplicate it. This is pretty easy. I know it sounds like so crazy because, oh my God, 10k a month, you need to go university and this or that. You don't. It's bullshit. It's garbage. All you need to do really is find a problem for a business, fix it, and then they're gonna give you money. Simple as that, right? So step number one is actually to find a niche, okay? And so you need to find a niche that is easy to target, has money, and the market is constantly growing. So for example, do not go after newspaper companies. That's probably not a right business, right? And the niche that you find shouldn't also be too technical unless you have deep knowledge of that specific market. So I will personally, for example, not go after aerospace manufacturing companies in the European Union, but if you have excellent knowledge about the niche, do so, right? So a great niche, in my opinion, is actually anything related to B2B. And why? Well, it's because B2B business tend to have way more money to invest. Every single client they close is worth a lot of them. For example, for a gym, that's a B2C type of business to consumer. Every client they close is probably worth like what, $300-400 for them in lifetime value, you know, based on the time they actually stay with them. Whereas for a B2B business, every client they close is worth maybe 30, 50K, right? Therefore, they have way more money to invest usually in client acquisition than the normal, you know, B2C type of business. E-commerce is a little bit like its own, you know, e-commerce, it's always kind of different, of course. If you go after e-commerce, that's completely fine. But anything else, I will strictly stick with B2B and I will not waste my time with B2C. Step number 2, which is market research. So although this seems pretty dumb, you need to understand the business model. And that's what most people really don't do, unfortunately. Because they just say, okay, I'm gonna do lead generation, I'm gonna do Facebook ads. Well, that's not how it works. You really want to understand a little bit your niche. So you need to understand what they sell, how they sell it, who did they sell it to, what's their sales cycle, so how long it actually takes to close a client, how do they find clients, are they using social media, are they using any particular slang, lingo. For example, if I go to the gym, if you tell me drop set, I know what it means. If you tell me pump, I know what it means. That's a lingo. So if you can use some words in their niche that kind of resonate the same way, automatically in your offer, for example, automatically it's just gonna sound better for them. Okay, you know, okay, this guy know what he's talking about. You just have more authority, guys. And then it will be great importance later to actually find a problem we can fix and then create a banger offer. So again, step number 2 is really understand the niche, and you need to spend at least a week on that probably. Because you need to understand exactly, I don't mean in great details, but you need to understand their business model essentially, because otherwise how can you even come up with an offer? How can you even come up actually with a problem you can fix for them, right? Which is step number 3. So step number 2 is actually find a problem. And once you have a good understanding of the niche, you should also spot a few significant issues they are facing. And so, contrary to what most people actually think, their problem might not always be finding more clients, even though most of the time that's the case. So many times I have those calls, you know, in which people come to me and they say, well, I'm doing lead generation for this niche, you know, whatever niche. I'm like, okay, why is that? And they're like, well, because they want more clients. I say, how do you know they want more clients? Well, because that's what everybody wants. No, really, they don't want more clients. There are business, for example, that they don't need more clients. For example, there are some type of businesses that actually what they need is more professional figures in their business. They need to like hire some people in order to actually scale. So, for example, construction companies, they don't need more clients. They need people that are willing to work, that are good at a job, and that's very hard to find them. And so if you go to a construction company and say, I'm going to bring you more clients, well, they don't give a shit because that's not their problems. That's not what we want. What they want is more people. And so our recruitment type of offer will probably work better. Another example can be, for example, real estate. Real estate don't want to sell the houses most of the time. They actually want to acquire houses. They want to find people that are willing to sell their houses so they can take it, they can buy from them. And so if you go to a real estate and say, well, I'm going to help you find more clients, I'm going to help you sell your house faster, it's not going to resonate. And you will never know this unless you actually do this first. That's why it's so important. And no one does that. Like, this is so important. And even if actually you want to sell them more clients, let's say, for example, with a dentist clinic, right? I gave this example yesterday. Let's say with a dentist clinic, you want to actually sell, give them more clients, okay, whatever. Maybe there is a very specific client that you want compared to all the other clients. So maybe they actually rather have 5 clients. And those 5 clients, for example, are people in their 60s. They actually need their old teeth to be made again, essentially, because now they're old and the teeth are about to go down. So because like the operation over there is so big, every client of which is in this like specific, let's say, age range, so 60 plus, maybe it's worth for them 15K, 20K, 10K, whatever. So you get them 5 and that's like 75K in business for them, right, in revenue. Whereas if you just bring them more clients, let's say an average 25, 30 years old, maybe that's just worth like 1K for them. So it's not the same. So if you actually come with an offer in which you actually, for example, would help them just find 5 of those good clients, that would be much better for them to find like 20 of just like average. But you will never know unless you actually do a little bit market research before. Right, moving to step number 4, and that's where the juicy part comes, which is create a banger offer. And of course, read the book $100 Million Offer by Alex Hormozi. If you haven't yet, amazing book. It's going to teach you a lot. But just to give you an example, here's a good framework I usually use to actually make offers. So I help specific avatar get dream outcome in time frame by using mechanisms without common problem 1, common problem 2, common problem 3, and then a guarantee if there is any. Okay, and a quick note that I place here is that you don't need to use like the 3 without common problems. You can also just make 1, but the more the better, essentially. And so here is an example. The example is I help fashion e-commerce brand in Belgium add an extra 25,000 MRR in less than 75 days without spending any more cent on Facebook ads or buying expensive UGC, and we work only on performance base, right? As you can see, I help avatar get dream outcome in time frame without common problem number 1, common problem number 2 guarantee. Okay, I didn't use the mechanisms here because this market is a little bit more sophisticated. So if I would say Facebook ads, they will not resonate. You also need to be aware about the sophistication of the market. But let's just leave it for another time. Focus on this. This formula works. I make good money with that. Everyone is using it. It just works, right? Then we have step number 5, which is probably the most important of them all, because I see so many people, they actually start their journey, maybe they have their offer and everything, and they lose so much time doing those like useless stuff. Oh, let me make my website a little bit pretty. Let me make my Facebook and social media management a little bit pretty, like my page, and my LinkedIn profile, let me put some nice pictures and flower. No, it's useless. It's useless. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't want to use any of your time into that. Of course, you maybe want to create, some sort of like nice profile and everything, but realistically speaking, that's like the 5%, okay? I want you to imagine if you go to the gym, and then you eat clean everything, and then on top of that, you take your protein powder. That's just like, the cherry on the top. Essentially, this is the cherry, is like your protein powder. It's like the 5% that you use, the nice profile and the nice, social media and everything. It's definitely not the core, because even if you have a nice profile, if you don't do outreach, no one is going to see that. No one is going to see that. So you can have amazing profile, amazing social media, amazing website. And let's say you send 30 emails a day, okay, to potential client. I have a shit website. However, I have a banger offer. I know my niche and I send 500 emails a day. Who do you think is going to land the client first? Me or you? Right? So you need you need to blast your message in front of how many people as possible, right? And so here's my favorite 5 ways to actually do outreach. And so number 1 is Facebook groups. This is very underrated, very, very underrated. But you can find groups on Facebook that are filled with your ideal client profile, ICP. And so just think about how many real estate groups you have in your niche, in your country. How many real estate groups you have in your city, in your country. Probably a lot, right? Upwork, great platform as well to actually start. That's where I landed my first client, by the way, because it's full with warm leads. That's people that actually know they have a problem and they actually find a solution, and it just costs a few dollars. Then we have LinkedIn, which is great for B2B clients. A bit slow because you have some limitation when it comes to the messages you can send, but the filter option is great and you can really filter down. Then cold email automation, which is my absolute favorite because you can just blast 1,000 emails a day, whatever, in front of your ideal client profile. However, this system is not free and it kind of takes a little bit of time to actually build it up, but this is by far the easiest way to scale it up. And then network. Many people tend to actually forget that, but you guys are probably just 1 or 2 mutual connection away from your ideal prospect. And just to give an idea, later on, this is going to be probably your number 1 channel. All my clients now, really, 80% of them come through my network. I don't do really any outreach anymore. I just use my network and people just come to me through referrals. So again, my network or friend of a friend, whatever. So this is super important. And even at the early stage, if you maybe speak with your parents, friend of your parent, friend of yours, maybe they actually have a person in that niche that you can work for. And that would be a great way to start. So now, if you came to this point, the very next question will be, okay, Gilberto, this sounds amazing, but I have no experience, no one wants me, I have no confidence, so how can I actually close my first client? I got you. So close your first clients. You need to remember one thing, okay? And this is very, very important. This is a marathon, not a sprint. There is no such a thing of get rich quick, 45 days, you're gonna get to 10K a month. That's bullshit. Take it out of your hand, boom, put it out of the window, garbage that shit. Your goal should not be to make as much money as possible at the very beginning, but rather get your clients remarkable results. And that's what's contrary to what all the industry say, because the industry, of course, is gonna sell you the idea of get rich quick, but that's garbage. It's not gonna happen. And so why you actually need to focus on getting your clients results? Well, because excellent results equals to happy client equal to good case study. Good case study is equals to good testimonials, and good testimonials is equals to referrals and authority. And if you haven't understood it yet, making the case study, so the success essentially, is the core of everything. This should be your number 1 priority. And you can only move forward if you actually have a case studies, right? So do everything is necessary to actually bring it on. So moving on, how do we actually close those clients yet? As soon as possible, especially. And what I like to do is actually go for what I call beta clients. So beta clients essentially are clients that you take on board for either free or a minimal fee, or just pay per performance. That's also works. So let me actually just place it here. Pay per performance, it means that you just get paid if you actually get the results. You don't get paid before. And so although this sounds quite stupid, it's actually the best and the fastest way to, number 1, convalidate your offer. Because if you actually get a client for free, let's say, for example, you will be able to see your mechanism in action. You will be able to understand if your assumption was correct, if your offer was correct, if you actually have the skills to deliver results. And again, you're working for free, so there is no real downside, right? In other words, you will start seeing if your offer bring the results home. Then, number 2, you will be able to close clients, okay, because no one will say no to an 80% off, discounts, or a PPP, right, pay per performance. If they come to you, even without experience, say, listen, I'm just gonna manage everything for 80% off the current prices, or I'm just gonna do it for free. Reason why is simply because I want to make sure convalidate my offer and get a case study. So all I ask you in return is to actually give me a nice testimonial once I get your results. Will you say no to that? I mean, that's pretty no-brainer to me, right? And then step number 3, which is very important, but not many people speak about it, is actually build up confidence. Confidence comes from doing a thing over and over again, right? If I tell you now, I will give you $100 if you can drive your bike for 200 meters. How confident will you feel you can do it? Probably very confident. Why? Because, well, you have been using the bike for the past maybe, I don't know, 20 years, whatever, 15 years. Like, you know how to ride a bike, right? Because you've done it so many times. So of course you feel confident in that. Same as here in business. The more time you do a thing, the more confident you will feel. So number 3 is build up confidence. And now that you actually have some experience, you will feel way more confident when pitching your service in the next sales call. Okay. And once again, the goal here is to collect the case study. All this is to collect the case studies. So ideally, you will get 3 to 5 beta clients. Okay. And then the last one, which is, okay, now that I actually got a case study, how do we actually get to 10K a month? All right. So once you actually have the case study, this means that our offer has been proven and our system is finally delivering results. And on top of that, we also build some confidence. So it's time to scale. And here is exactly what you need to do next. So number 1, you need to create a VSL. A VSL is a video sales letter explaining the case study in detail, and now you can get the same results for similar companies essentially. And here I place like a little video, but you know, you can also go around and just find yours. Number 2 is improve the offer. Now that you actually have the case studies and experience, we should be able to create better messages and better offer. And then number 3 is scale up your outreach. So more emails, more DMs, more Facebook and Instagram, more cold calls, more Upwork, more LinkedIn, right? And essentially whatever worked for you, double. So if you close your clients through cold email, just double on that. If you close your clients through cold DMs, just double on that. Like just double. And realistically speaking, I go, this is like super easy math, but like 5 clients pay you 2K a month each. That's 10K. So what is here, for example, you are actually working maybe either for free or again for a minimal fee. So let's say, for example, you get an 80% discount. Your price point usually is like 2K. This means that every client here pay you $400. So you get 5, that's 2K that you're doing during your testing phase. Cool. Now you get the case study. And so you're actually going after new clients now. And now you're actually going to price your service full price. Why? Because now you actually have the case study. You have something to show. You have authority. So it's going to be way, way easier to close those clients. Way easier. What is before will be way more complicated. And this really is going to take you roughly 100 days. So ideally, that's how you want to do it. So find a niche, should take you 3-4 days. Market research and finding a problem, maybe another 7. So the complex is like 10 days. Create a banger offer, maybe another like 4 days. So let's say the first 4 steps should be done within the first 2 weeks, 15 days, okay? In 15 days, you want to already be getting closer to step number 5. So from day 16 moving on, you actually want to do the outreach. And by day 30, ideally, you actually have 3 to 4 of your beta clients. Because again, if you think about it, if you offer for free, you're going to close those clients very, very fast because it's free. No one's going to say no to something free. So if you do outreach for 15 days, I'm pretty sure you will find at least 3 beta clients, 100%, okay? So by day 30, essentially, all your energy should be now focused in getting the case study. From day 30 to day 60, essentially, okay, in this month, all your energy should be focusing on getting the case studies and get your clients the best results. Once that is done, that's where you can actually scale here. So you build a VSL and everything, and you start just like double it down on outreach. And if you've done everything correctly, by day 60 to day 100, you should be able to get around this mark. Maybe not 10K, maybe you are 6, 7, 8, whatever. Maybe you even higher that. Maybe you're already at 15K because you just like now price it to 3K a month. If you price it to 3K a month, guess what's gonna happen? Now that's 15K, right? Simple math. Wow, crazy, I know. But that's how it works, right? So some of the people made this way more complicated with this. And I wish I actually had something like this back in the days, because now this gives structure. This is exactly telling you what to do to actually get the clients, right? So I want you guys to really take action, because otherwise this video is going to be completely useless for you, for me, for anyone. So please, please, please take action. Don't just watch the video like a dumbass, right? And yeah, this been said, all right. Hope the video was pretty interesting for you, and I'm sure the framework works because it did it for me, it did it for many people that I work with. So please, again, once again, take step, and we guys gonna see each other in Thailand, hopefully.